Welcome back to the Alex Jones Show. I'm Joel Gilbert coming to you from the People's Republic of California. Guest hosting this hour. Let's go right to Larry Klayman, founder of Judicial Watch and Freedom Watch. We want to talk about the Kavanaugh hearings and the circus around this entire process. Larry, welcome back to the Alex Jones Show.
Thank you, my good friend. Nice to see you.
Great to have you here today. Larry, look, so many things have been happening in this process. To me, one of the most amazing spectacles is we see Lindsey Graham and Mitch McConnell have suddenly become Republicans and conservative Republicans. What things stand out to you from what you've observed so far?
I'm very impressed with Lindsey Graham. Obviously, I've differed with him in the past. He was a Bobbsy twin of John McCain, which was not helpful. He believes that every war is worth fighting. But on the other hand, he took a strong stand. I admire what he did. Unquestionably, Joel, he perhaps is the best orator in Congress. He's extremely bright, thinks like a trial lawyer, and he did a great service to the nation by coming to the defense of Judge Kavanaugh. And even though I've had reservations about Judge Kavanaugh and his views on the Fourth Amendment and mass surveillance, really it's too late to have another nominee, and I'm quite pleased that it now appears that he's going to be confirmed. And as we speak, Senator Susan Collins from Maine is endorsing it, and that pretty much locks it up.
Okay, tell me, why did the Republicans even agree in the first place to interview Ms. Blasey Ford when she had no corroborating witnesses? She could not even give a time or a date or a location for this allegation. Isn't there an evidentiary threshold you have to meet before they would agree to put on this extra hearing?
Well, there should be, but you know, the silver lining in this whole sad affair, no pun intended, is that the radical elements of the Me Too movement have been discredited. The radical elements of the left, which foment sexual division, sexist division, racial division, are being discredited as we speak. And the fault of the Me Too movement going out of control, running wild, are basically the fault of men, because we have rolled over. We accept these allegations. We don't do anything about it when they're proven to be false. We don't push back. And it just got worse. But finally, and this gets back to Lindsey Graham, there's been pushback. And it's about time there's been pushback. Because while there are valid cases, such as Harvey Weinstein and Kevin Spacek and others, frankly, in my opinion, most of them are not. And they're trumped up, you know, by people that are disgruntled that their life didn't turn out the way they wanted or want their 15 minutes of fame with the creepy porn lawyer, Avenatti, or something to that effect. So that's the way I see this thing right now. And the fact that this even went forward the way it did was because men basically have been rolling over to these false allegations and dignifying it in an inappropriate way. And now you even have the leftist law professor Dershowitz saying that if this had been a Muslim appointee of the Supreme Court, there wouldn't have been this kind of reaction, because you would have had all these leftist groups claiming that there was anti-Muslim racism involved. I mean, this is what we've come to in this country, and that we're in a witch hunt right now. But hopefully this will put a chink into the side of these radical feminists who think they control everything and dictate their radical views to others.
Well, what I'm also taking away from this is, if Ruth Bader Ginsburg, who is not looking too good, she cannot even lift her head, it seems like she mumbles, if she retires, passes away suddenly, or is deemed incapacitated, is this only a prelude for what the left will do if Trump tries to replace her seat with a conservative woman, for example? Will nominees even be afraid to accept the nomination, knowing that they will come under all kinds of vicious attacks? What do you say about that?
It may be. On the other hand, Joel, everything's been dumbed down now, you know, because what Clinton went through with the impeachment, Bill Clinton, you know, dumbed the body politic down. But if you're going to be any kind of a public official, if you're going to be Larry Klayman, if you're going to be Joel Gilbert, you're going to be Alex Jones, you're going to be attacked, and you have to accept that. And look at what our founding fathers went through. They risked their lives. They pledged their honor and their fortunes to build a new nation. We can certainly withstand this if we have the courage to stand up and do that. And we have to do that. And I'm afraid, Joel, that yes, it's going to get worse. And the violence in the streets that have been fomented by the left is going to increase. And I don't want to see it. I'm doing everything I can at Freedom Watch to stop that with our citizens' grand juries and everything else. But I do believe that we are potentially headed for a violent civil war between left and right. And when it is triggered with regard to the right, okay, and I don't condone it and I advocate against it, but you're going to have people out in the streets that really know, how to take care of business. And the left will bit off more than it can chew.
Okay, we will be taking calls this and next segment. It's 877-789-2539, 877-789-ALEX. Guest right now is attorney Larry Klayman, founder of Judicial Watch and currently has Freedom Watch. Larry, how despicable a stunt was it, and will Dianne Feinstein be held accountable for actually having this allegation in her office since July and then simply waiting till the confirmation process was over to then present it? How despicable was that, and is that something that the Judiciary Committee will hold her accountable for?
It's beyond despicable, and it's not just Dianne Feinstein. It's Chuck Schumer. It's, a lot of them on that committee. We saw how disgraceful and how vile and how dishonest they are. The Democratic Party has become a party of communists and radical feminists, radical pro-Islam, radical illegal immigrant. I mean, you name it. It's become a repository for every radical person and group in this country. And, I take a nonpartisan view and approach at Freedom Watch. So I'm not advocating who to vote for, because I can't do that as the head of a public interest group. But I'll tell you something, the Democratic Party, they become Bolsheviks. And we have a big threat. Now, in terms of Dianne Feinstein and her antics and everybody else in that committee, they won't be held accountable. And as much as I like what Lindsey Graham said, he always prefaces it by saying she's a nice person, or that person's a nice person, they're my friends. You know what? You're going to stand up for the American people. Don't say they're nice people. These people are not nice people, and they shouldn't be your friends. Get rid of this Senate club. So when I ran for the Senate, I said, I don't want to be a part of that club. I want to take a club to the Senate, and I hope we do that going forward.
Okay, we've got about a minute left with Larry. Again, keep calling in. It's 877-789-2539. Larry, should Dr. Blasey Ford be investigated by the FBI to see if these allegations were possibly completely fabricated and wasting the time of the committee? Your opinion?
They should be investigated. I'm not sure by the FBI, because they become very politicized as well. But yes, too much in our society. A woman can make an accusation in a family court proceeding or a proceeding such as this with the confirmation of a Supreme Court justice and walk away scot-free with no consequence. It's time that both sexes be held accountable. The Bible says, thou shalt not bear false witness. That's maybe the worst violation of the Ten Commandments, Joel. And it's about time we started to force what God actually bequeathed to us in terms of morality, ethics, and respect for his legal system.
Okay, Larry, thank you very much.